Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories. The United Nations insists famine looms in Nigeria's northern region, with about 8 million people likely to suffer hunger by 2020 if nothing is done to check it. Some non-indigents leave Ile-Ife amidst tension in the community recently rocked by communal violence. Security operatives arrest army impersonators and rescue 6-year-old kidnapped victim in Ogun and Cross River states respectively. And at least 41 people killed in a bomb blast targeting Iraqis in Damascus. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Well, here are some of the pictures you send to our Eyewitness portal. First is this one from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, showing residents on the street jubilating over President Muhammadu Buhari's return to the country. And here in Lagos, our Eyewitness reporter sent this picture of a young boy on the street raising the ruling party flag in celebration of the president's return. Away from the celebrations, our Eyewitness reporter, who frowns at the trend of overloaded vehicles on Nigerian roads, pleads with men of the Federal Road Safety Corps to address this menace. And next is this picture of a stationary sewage truck on Ajib Rumemo Road in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Our Eyewitness reporter says the truck has been there for a while and it is dangerous for both road users and unhygienic for residents there. Our reporter calls on relevant authorities to help check this. Finally is this one from Oribanwa bus stop along Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, showing a refuse dump on a major road. Our Eyewitness reporter, who pleads with residents to find appropriate ways of disposing waste, also calls the attention of authorities concerned to help clear it. We'd like to thank all our Eyewitness reporters for sending in those pictures and encourage you to keep them coming. Well, it may still be 8 months away, but political parties in Anambra State have begun gearing up for the November the 18th governorship election. As the ruling party, the All Progressives Grand Alliance holds firm to its power of incumbency and track records, opposition parties such as the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party are hoping to flex their muscles at the polls. Meanwhile, newcomers, the Independent Democrats, are running against time to join in the competition, energized by the influx of supporters into the party.
As soon as the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) announced the November 18th date for the governorship election in Anambra State, political parties began strategizing ahead of the contest. For the People's Democratic Party (PDP), the national leadership crisis has not affected its fortune at the state level. Here at the stakeholders meeting in Oka, the party maps out strategies on how to take over the state's governorship seat.
I want to state that PDP is the party to beat in the governorship election in 2017 in Anambra State. We shall contest the governorship election, and by the grace of God, we shall produce the next governor of Anambra State.
The All Progressives Congress (APC) has commenced members' registration and revalidation, but for them, it's time for Anambra State to align with the government at the centre.
The door is wide open, where we'll accommodate everybody and make the party strong against forthcoming gubernatorial election in Anambra State, which is due by the end of the year.
Meanwhile, the ruling All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, maintains its tempo with various rallies across the state, insisting that there is no vacancy at the government house.
Party is to blame. In Anambra State, APGA is on the march to this ambush.
For the newcomers on the scene, the Independent Democrats, there is still time to fix the state chapter of the party. It holds a congress in Oka where delegates from the 21 local government areas of the state elect Mr. Omife as chairman of the state chapter. National chairman of the party is certain that with over 9 governorship aspirants, the party will do its bit come election day.
I wish I don't let you down. God, I wish I do everything possible at our disposal to take this party to the next level.
The plot is becoming more interesting now in Anambra State as these political parties prepare to square up with one another for the most coveted seat in the state's politics.
The Rivers State Governor has applauded the army for the way it conducted itself during the last supplementary elections in Eche local government area of the state. Governor Nyesom Wike gave this commendation when he hosted the General Officer Commanding 6th Division, Major General Enobong Udo, in the Government House in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. He challenged the Nigerian Army to remain professional and apolitical.
You have helped in fights against cultism, and I must commend you for that. In fact, we can safely say that cultism and kidnapping has been brought to the barest minimum in this state compared to what is going on in other states. So I commend you and your officers for a job well done. And like I said, no reasonable governor or anybody who is at the head of affairs of any state, be it or local government institution, will allow insecurity. And so for us as a government, we will do everything possible to support the security agencies, particularly the Nigerian Army, to fight this kidnapping, cultism. I will not.
River State Governor Nyesom Wike. Now, the police in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, have arrested 5 middle-aged men for impersonating army officers and using uniforms to carry out different atrocities, including harassment of residents. They were apprehended in the Alagbado area of the state. And in the south-south, a 6-year-old girl kidnapped from her home in Obudu, Cross River State, has been rescued by men of the State Police Command. According to the State Police Commissioner, Hafiz Inua, the girl had been taken to a village in Obanliku local government area.
3 suspects were caught by the police in the Agbado area of Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, over their impersonation of soldiers. According to the State Police Command, the men are responsible for kidnapping, armed robbery and assault on residents. The suspects were paraded, fully kitted in military uniform alongside other suspects.
The men Joseph David, Adebayo Olaruwaju and Amo Gilbert were arrested following a complaint from one barrister Paul O'Neill and Chima Solomon, whom were assaulted by the culprits. Prompt follow-up by the Divisional Police Officer CSP Abio Eshitu led to the arrest of these unscrupulous elements who have been interposing and impersonating as military men.
Items recovered include army camouflage helmets, boots and caps. In the south-south, the Cross River State Police Command has rescued a 6-year-old girl from kidnappers who demanded a 10 million naira ransom from her parents. The minor was abducted from her home in Obudu and taken to Beshiri village in Obanliku local government area, where they were arrested.
Imagine, 6-year-old girl, as at the time I'm speaking now, 5 kidnappers have been arrested. In the light of the above, it will be pertinent to reassure members of the general public that the command is determined and that we have the capacity, capability, and wherewithal to deal with any miscreant who may dare to harass, intimidate, and instill fears in the minds of cross-reverence.
Narrating her ordeal to Channels Television, the child's mother said the kidnappers had stormed their house, where they took her phone and demanded for her car keys, which they didn't get, and they eventually took her little girl away.
It is now Nigerians should believe that the police is their friend. If they have any problem, run to the police first. If I did not run immediately to the police and reported this matter, maybe they would have gone far with my child. But immediately I ran to the police. They followed the matter up immediately, and my child was recovered back. They asked they had collected my phone and used my number to call my husband for the ransom they need, that they need 10 million, which my husband said they had not even negotiated before my daughter was found.
She adds that the family reported the case to the police, who came to their rescue before any ransom could be negotiated.
Well, Nigeria's president has appealed to the staff and management of tertiary institutions in the country to embrace dialogue and other means of negotiations to resolve misunderstandings rather than resorting to strikes. President Muhammadu Buhari made the appeal during the 30th convocation of the University of Calabar. The president, who was represented by the Minister of State for Education, pledged government's continued support for tertiary institutions.
Paramount rulers, Cross River State.
Dignitaries at the Abraham Odia Stadium, located within the premises of the University of Calabar, for the 30th convocation ceremony of the institution. Among them are the members of the Governing Council and principal officers of the institution, governors of Sokoto and Abia states, political and public office holders, traditional rulers, as well as parents and well-wishers. It is the award of diploma and postgraduate diploma certificates and admission to various degrees, including the 2015-2016 academic session. The Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Zana Akpago, throws a challenge to the graduates.
I therefore urge you to be innovative by taking advantage of every available opportunity in life. The entrepreneurial training that you have acquired will be very important in positioning you to overcome every economic difficulty.
President Muhammadu Buhari's goodwill message is delivered by the Minister of State for Education. He asked the management of the institution to avoid acts that would disrupt the academic calendar and learning environment.
I urge your administration at all times to strive to ensure the restoration of a stable university calendar, especially to what it used to be, that is, beginning from September and systematically ending in June. This you can achieve with your unions by jettisoning the old tactics of embarking on frequent strikes that tend to disrupt academic activities and instead embrace dialogue and negotiations.
And then it's time to honor some eminent Nigerians. Entrepreneur and politician Alhaji Umaru Kwabo, former military administrator of Rivers State, retired Brigadier General Anthony Ukpo, and businessman Sir Daniel Chukwudozie received honorary doctorate degrees for their philanthropy and contribution to education and youth empowerment. 13,347 graduates, comprising 11,910 undergraduates and 1,437 postgraduates, were admitted to first degrees and higher degrees. 22 out of those admitted into first degrees bagged first class.
When the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's Senate President makes a case for foreign investment in Nigeria as he meets with business community in Berlin. Do join us again.